Good morning, everyone. My name is Lamia Kamal-Chaoui, and I am the director of the OECD Center for Entrepreneurship, SMEs, Regions and Cities. I'm pleased to have the chance to talk to you, although I wish I could be there with you in your beautiful country to launch this important report in person. Let me start by thanking the Government of Canada and all the federal and provincial agencies who contributed. Your support and leadership was central in initiating this work. I would also like to thank the representatives of the Indigenous communities from across Canada who participated in this work. This report is about you and for you, but most importantly, it has been creating with you. This topic, how to link Indigenous population to regional development strategies, is important for a number of reasons. First, we tend to think that Indigenous issues are crucial in developing countries, and they are. But we should not forget that they also matter in more advanced economies. There are approximately 38 million Indigenous people living in 12 OECD member countries. Indigenous populations contribute to our heritage and culture, as well as sustainable and inclusive development. Second, one should remember that we will not achieve the Sustainable Development Goals to leave no one behind unless we work in partnership with Indigenous peoples. OECD data show that across far too many indicators, income, employment, life expectancy, education, there are significant gaps between Indigenous and non-Indigenous populations. For example, according to the United Nations, Indigenous peoples represent about 5% of the world's population, but they comprise 15% of the world's extreme poor. We also cannot achieve the goals of the Paris Agreement without Indigenous peoples. As much as 80% of the world's remaining forest biodiversity lies within Indigenous territories, and Indigenous lands store 1/4 of the above-ground carbon in the world's tropical rainforest. The Linking Indigenous Communities with Regional Development Report of Canada we are launching today aims to find answers to these challenges. It is part of the first ever global study of its kind on Indigenous economies and regional development. It attempts to fill the national and subnational data gap in this area and makes the case for a place-based approach to Indigenous economic development. Canadian initiatives like the Community Wellbeing Index and Aboriginal financial institutions are a good example of how this is embraced in Canada. They serve as an example for other OECD countries. Yet a lot remains to be done, and these reports aim to provide you with a roadmap on how to advance your ambitious agenda. Our hope is that the findings can inform policymaking in Canada and beyond. The OECD stands ready to continue to work with you and for you to improve better policies for better lives for Indigenous peoples. Again, thank you. I'm sure you will have lively and engaging discussions on this very important topic.